to get a cocoa agreement. How they can win nothing but politics trying to find a way to help people. The man go on and create a job opportunity in the back. The government buy they will do that. No. So the opposition instead of let them do something, let them feel like everything can wait. I'm not opposition leader want to feel like everything can wait. One of them was 5% for 9 years, for 2 years. What they find again? I'm not putting going to find a flaw. Everything is there only to be president of the country. I'm not putting again, man. Your background, but you get nothing to show. But every day you tell people want to go to demonstration. After you stole election from she's all even talk about demonstration in the country. She's all open your mouth to talk. Before you say you want to. Like that to the people.
Liberia is on the rising on a fresh Monday on State of the Nation. Good afternoon to you. We are back. We've always been accused of stepping on toes. Well, as long as it's in the interest of the nation, Liberia is bigger than each and every one of us, including the president, that is. Time is now. All right. The time is now. I So on this edition, with 20 minutes up to 3 o'clock, too many things in our country, and we find it out. We hold ourselves responsible or obligated to you to bring it to feet so we can make sense out of it with your input. To the best of my ability or to the best of my knowledge, the Asset Recovery Task Force is currently having a press conference, while others are calling on their supporters not to submit to the Asset Recovery team. Hey, you've forgotten, right? We'll come back with some flashback. Oh, you must have remembered or forgotten that great Tuesday when you chase people recovering dilapidated government vehicles in the name of asset recovery. The oppressor is not crying to be oppressed. Yes, you said you will be the light of Africa. How come you've become the tail end in terms of infrastructure and the living condition of your people? How come? What did you do? How did you manage to be at this point? I'm talking about the Republic of Liberia. It is not a 47,000 square miles or 43,000 or 48,000 square miles. It is not the 350 coastline distance. I'm talking about, or I'm not talking about the physical structure of the Republic of Liberia. I am talking about its inhabitants. In politics, we don't check trees, we check human beings. Those human beings are citizens. Those human beings sign contract with the government, term as social contract. When you do that, everyone has their responsibility. Good afternoon to you. My name is Koliba CFA. I'm back on this network, and we'll take you up to 5 o'clock. And yes, as usual, you would not be disappointed as long as we're on. So let's take a quick musical break. To be back, when we come back, we hear from Orange, Liberia. Orange, of course. And I'm intentionally playing this music. Intentionally. Deliberately.
They're trying to track me down. But what? Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know, I didn't do the thing you say I do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Joe! Rastafari. King Celestia. We got oh, Mr. Liar, man. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know I didn't do the thing you say I do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know, Liar, man, you know I didn't do those things. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. No, I didn't do those things. Mr. Liar, man. Mr. Liar, man. Rastafari. Oh, I didn't do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know, you know, you know, you know. A liar, man. A liar, man. A liar, man. A liar, man. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know I do the thing you say I do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Rastafari. You. It's the last guy. Big up. I did do it. So what you keep lying? La 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 la. You lie, you lie. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You say you lie, you lie. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Mr. Liar, man. Hey, oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know I didn't do the thing you say I do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Jano, Jano, Jano. Rastafari, no.
And you know, I'm preparing you for a wonderful presentation this afternoon. I'm preparing you. As I said, I'm playing this music for a particular reason. Justafari, I man. Let me bring this one down and go strictly to my commercial. I will come right back. The president, party officials want him 25 executive protection service personnel. Those of you who have worked at the executive mansion, they usually called agents. They are agents. They got senior agents, they got agents. 25 of them. 25 of them. The president Former president, party officials say, yes, this is the number of people they want assigned to the president. We gave you some historicity about VIP protection, who deserve it and how much you deserve it, what you don't deserve, and the list goes on and on. First, Orange Liberia. Of course, all the data and the airtime that I lost during the crisis, 1.5 day crisis last week, has been restored or have been restored. I don't know about you. That's why I've always loved Orange Liberia.
Orange store or POS around the country and enjoy affordable data packs that start from $9 for 10 gigabytes valid 30 days to $59 for 125 gigabytes valid 30 days. There's a pack for everyone. Enjoy using the fastest speed internet. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange. There's a package for me. There's a package for you. There's a package for everyone. Food that I feel. I can reach out my West and enjoy with confidence. To activate, dial *888# or subscribe via My Orange app. $1 gives you 50 minutes on net calls and 5 minutes off net calls, or the same dollar gives you 500 megabytes of data. Valid 24 hours. Enjoy using the best mobile network, certified by Ookla second time in a row. Visit our website, www.orange.com.lr. Call 111 for more information. Brings you closer to what matters. Oh no, what's it, yo? Oh no, do it again. What did you shop in the best of people? You jump off the Orange got big still devices, smartphones, or airbags, and internet bundle. You talking? That's right. This is the season. Enjoy 50% discount. Expect this one. Get yourself a check box. Your price of $45. Purchase it for $41 instead of $69. Visit one of our stores or periods to purchase. It's all about what matters to you.
As a matter of fact, Orange has announced that it has reimbursed more than 500,000 bundles have been reimbursed. Please rest assured that you will receive your entire bundle or bundles. The process continues. Thank you once again for your understanding and patience. You are truly the best. Happy New Week. That is about the crisis last week on the internet stuff. Okay, so there's a jingle here. I'm going to play it, even though I don't see it on my portion of the log that has to do in between State of the Nation. I love to play it because I listened to it this morning on the True Belfast show, and it is about the military. It is about the military, and I like the trumpet blowing in it. This is the trumpet that nearly made me to have gone for military training. I like it. Hats up to all of my friends in the military. I got two classmates in the military from high school days, Paul Dakala and David Cooper. They are in the military. I got a friend, also Prince Keka Jr., you in the military. All of you are encamped at various encamped I don't want to use the word here, but I had to use it at various military barracks. This is, every time I play this one or I hear this one, I think of you guys' services to country.
The Armed Forces Today, a Force for Good, is a 45-minute radio and online presentation which brings the armed forces of Liberia closer to the public. It gives an in-depth analysis of activities and issues of the armed forces of Liberia as an undisputed force for good. This informative and educative presentation will be held once a week with a repeat on various radio and online stations. We will be your hosts, Major Stephen Totapla and Major Eldorado Nyanti Jebo. Coming soon, Armed Forces Today, a force for good. Don't miss out.
Oh my goodness, I'll have to do this one once again before I gave you the lineup this afternoon on State of the Nation. Force for Good, Armed Forces of Liberia. You are there at Camp Kesseley, you're there at Camp Totmont, Camp wheresoever you are. This is your time. Force for Good. Acting Defense Minister Geraldine Doe. I don't know, not Geraldine Doe, but Acting Defense Minister. Sorry, man. Acting Defense Minister and the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, Davidson Fuller. I did not pay you a courtesy visit since he took over. I was in Kaduna, Nigeria when he graduated from the Nigerian Defense Academy with honor. I was there. I watched it. And I know how the praises were all waged on you that day in the city of Kaduna. So this one, let me play it once again.
The Armed Forces Today, a Force for Good, is a 45-minute radio and online presentation which brings the armed forces of Liberia closer to the public. It gives an in-depth analysis of activities and issues of the armed forces of Liberia as an undisputed force for good. This informative and educative presentation will be held once a week with a repeat on various radio and online stations. We will be your hosts, Major Stephen Totapla and Major Eldorado Nyanti Jebo. Coming soon, Armed Forces Today, a force for good. Don't miss out.
Oh man, look at the comment that blows after. Look at the commentaries in the jingle, man. Yes, that's why it's good to recruit or to build an army of educated people. With no offense to those who serve in the military who are not educated or who could not read and write. Yes, but man, this is the military that we've been yearning for, and we're going to help the military through this jingle to popularize its work and tell them to show you the citizens your right, where it stops and where the military right. All of those things I line up every time we have the opportunity to promote our national army. So let me get on to some of you who are online. Beatrice Musa, J. Kobe, Isaac Koda, Tobe Wizo, Prince Benedict, Amara Kamara, Emmanuel Wolakon, and Emin Hammer. All of you are tuned in this afternoon on State of the Nation. On today's edition, we're supposed to be playing host to a not-for-profit organization right now. I don't know where they are, but that will take up to 3:30, from 3:30 to 1 to 5 o'clock. My guest too, Eddie Wolokali, the man who wanted to be president, but look, withdrew himself from the contest, though did not register at the time. and then later on supported Joseph Yuma Boakai, a retired U.S. soldier, will be our guest today on State of the Nation between 3:30 to 5 p.m. He has got some constitutional issue. He said we are wasting our time when the Constitution is right in our hands and active. He wants superintendent elected. He wants town chief and paramount chiefs and others elected as called for by the Constitution, and does not know why we still holding on. So he's going to add additional information to it, and that will take up to 5 o'clock. Good afternoon to you. What is happening? What news here? What news here? Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to this edition of State of the Nation. Magdalene will join me later. And so we can have a collaboration on this edition of State of the Nation. As I speak, according to my information, Asset Recovery Team is currently having a press conference, having met President Joseph Yuma Boakai. Meanwhile, on the Oracle newspaper, the former city mayor is quoted as calling on those who are persons of interest to resist. Resist. To resist. If they are called to give justification to how they amass certain wealth. Resist. That's the word he used, quoted by the newspaper. Also, the broadcast will tell you, I think DeWitt Fabamos is the man still in charge at NASCO. Just by a presidential action. As you may be aware, the president has listed a number of board members of number of government agencies. Let me use this time to congratulate Madam Marma Brown, wife of Bishop Kotu Brown, as board member of the Liberia Community Empowerment Agency, LACE. The head there is Julius Colley SELLEE, my good friend. Good afternoon to you, Chief. I would also like to congratulate all of you who have been preferred by the president as per executive mansion press release. I'm hearing some names, they're congratulating themselves, and I'm running through the e-marshal website. I'm not seeing anything, so I will not make it official. I will not say it. I'll say anything about it here until it is official. But hands up to each and every one of you. Those of you who hold statutory position on board as named by the president. Like, for example, the Minister of Finance. For example, the Secretary of the Board. That means the person who heads the entity. You are not entitled to board fees. You're not. They are statutory. For example, at Kari, my good friend, Dr. J. Alexander Nutter is head of board, is board chair at Kari. Of course. Somebody say, why are you making an example? No, I'm not saying he's doing, I'm saying, for example, he is a statutory member of the board. The fact that you are Minister of Agriculture, you have to be the board chair of Kari. Let's go to another one. I'm just trying to tell you, when you are a statutory board member, you don't take board fees because the government of Liberia is already paying you for the role you play at a SAAH entity. So I saw, for example, NASCO. They named the board members, and the last on the list is who is the secretary to the board is DeWitt Fabamos, who is the, I don't want to say in battle Director General of NASCO. The fact that he has been announced secretary to the board, that means he still maintains his Director General position at NASCO. So that lays the claims and counterclaims of officer in charge, like the Leonard Chancellor went 2 weeks ago to take over, and had to surrender his presidential preferment letter to the senior management team there, and they were flipping through it. Apparently did it, in my opinion, to get their go-ahead, which was wrong. And good enough, the president has named Dewey Fabamos as secretary to the board, meaning he still remains the Director General of NASCO because the head of the entity is the secretary of the board. For example, LBS, the Director General is the secretary of the board of LBS. The Minister of Information is the chair of the board of LBS. The Minister of Information and the secretary will not take certain fees. That's how it works. I'm saying this because this government came on the matter of change or rescue. All of these ordinances were abused by the most recent administration. And I've always used the radio to talk to you who I prefer. Too many promises made during the 2.5 month or 3.5 month period of campaign. You were preferred by the Liberian people. Appointing you is one thing, and every day reminding yourself of the agenda is another thing. Hats up to all of you who are preferred. The next one I'm coming to is the asset recovery team is set up. I don't do this one most of the time. Let me sound a caveat. As a matter of fact, information I'm just receiving, Dr. Lester Tenin has resigned from the CDC with a damning resignation letter. I'm going to read it. And if I were a member of the CDC hierarchy, this letter will not go unreplied to. It's a long stretch. I'll try to read at least. It's a long stretch. His resignation condemned and indicted the CDC, and he could even be used as a person of interest or as a witness to the asset recovery team, because he referred to CDC as looters, as killers, and all the bad and the negative adjectives. I'll come to that. But those of you who, because of change instituted by the people, in fact, let me look for this one and play it as a reminder that I've always done. Right? Sorry, I'll get it. Don't worry. I'm going to look for it. It's extracted from the preamble of the United States Constitution. Okay, I got it. Those of you who are hugely influenced by the former city mayor, and you dare want to challenge the asset recovery team, is in fact an uprising against a constituted authority. You want to demonstrate? Yeah, you can demonstrate. Of course, don't be surprised They ask you for permission because you did it. The last demonstration by the COP, headed by Mulba Yagba, was chased off the street by you people. That was the last time I ever heard about Mulba Yagba's side of the COP. So those who will be called upon by this recovery team, you have to be an honorable man enough who served in public service before to turn yourself in and answer those questions. They're not a movement of not indictment, conviction. No, they're not. They're not. For example, I am Minister X, and I declare access before entry. And I'm leaving government, and don't mind you, you will point at some of those buildings, some of those structures acquired by you people. You see, the problem about it is that you thought you were bluffing the ordinary people. Now, time to account for it, you say they should not listen to it. Now, let's see, whether you the one running the government, or the country, or another group of people, turn is to run the government or people or the country. I still remember I'm in the presence of Dr. Clarence Monba at red light, keeping conversation. A vehicle he legitimately bought from the government of Liberia through central bank deposit and a flare receipt issue was taken from him at the gunpoint under the name of vehicle recovery, government property recovery. Oh, you're forgetting so quick. You're forgetting so quick. Where's my good friend, my cousin? Was he? Samuel was one of those heading the team. They went in or out. You understand? Nobody resisted. And in my presence, this man did not resist. We're keeping conversation, family talk. That is why sometimes I sit and wonder why things are moving at a snail pace this way. Most of these people, those vehicles, yes, I listen to, yeah, I listened to George the last time that the vehicle used by the former first lady cannot be retrieved. So the current first lady is managing with her personal vehicle. And you think it's going down well with the rest of the Liberian people? Then you said they should not. You said they should not. You said they should not submit. Okay, now let's see. Let's see. For us, we are sitting on the fringes. Let's see. Because every time the leaders speak, they talk to people not to use the airwave to further divide Liberian people. Oh, but when you tear it apart, we come on the radio, we sew it back. You come and tear it, we sew it back. Repetitively, you do it. So why can't we now tell the people to keep tearing what is being sold or sewn? Why? Let's see it. The ball is in the court of the asset recovery team. I called one of the members and said, and availed myself. I'll offer free public relations for the asset recovery team. Oh, you think the Liberian people deserve what they went through? You think so? Let's watch and see. Let's watch and see. Now we're coming to see between irresponsible former government officials and responsible ones. Let's watch and see. The next talking point is The CDC Secretary General is quoted as saying, the former city mayor is quoted as requesting for 25 EPS agents, 25 agents to be deployed to the former president. The last time I saw the former president motorcade, a brand new police double cabin pickup is escorting him. A brand new with the inscription Liberia National Police parked in front of the CDC headquarters, where the former president was in meeting with his cohorts. That is dignifying. That is dignifying. But you have a vehicle, brand new, assigned to you. The rest of the Republic of Liberia has no police patrol vehicle. But you had an opportunity to own extra 100+ vehicle for campaign purposes when the police could not even boast of 10. Nighttime patrol became a taboo. There was no more nighttime patrol. Fear gripped the people. Those who were fearing the nightfall could not sleep because, like myself, you had to stand at your window and keep watching. There's no more patrol. When my house was besieged and raided in the middle of the campaign, and my securities are all caught and placed on the ground by criminals, when I called the police that came, the vehicle that came to my house in the middle of the campaign, when we were leaving, we had to push to start. That's why I see people running all over in the place here, and yeah, all they just want appointment. Running all over in the place here. They appointed, they don't know you again. They don't even know some of the things we went through to bring to bear or to bring to this country what people will want to refer to as a civilized arrangement, where no one is an enemy to the sitting government. Of course, there are mixed reaction. People say I took sides. People say, "Oh no, I mean you were balanced." This that, and this is me. This is me. Or you wanted me to believe that a friend who provided security for me once when I was at the mansion, how about the belief that he was tired with life and shot himself in the head 3 times, right? You wanted me to believe that if we disagree or disbelieve that, then we become enemy of the state. That's how some of us started running into problem. You wanted me to believe my neighbor Gifty Lama died of suffocation when beach sand are all on her feet and her legs all broken when the family went to see her remains at this funeral home. When the people were saying, you chose your funeral home to carry their body to. You chose without consulting them. Today, her laptop has not been returned to her husband. Today, her phones, she had 2 phones. One issued by the LRA that was now returned, but her private phone, her personal phone was retrieved and given back to her husband. I don't know how people will be having fun time and then rib bones are all broken, and then you wanted us to believe that. When we said no, people took us to be enemy of the state. Now the former president is requesting for 25 EPS officers. 25 EPS officers is not a bad thing, but guess what? Guess what? No, it is unrealistic. Okay, so let's remind our former president. He had gone to sign a book of condolence at the Internal Audit Agency. At the Internal Audit Agency, our president told us that the government was overwhelmed with security and even asked us to go further to buy CCTV for our respective homes. With the wealth accrued by the president over the years, the president wants CCTV, not CCTV, but EPS. Oh, maybe you might forget it. Let me play the audio. I got it right here now.
Because we don't know what happened, but we hope that the citizens also take responsibility of their own life, their own surroundings, and what they're doing. Our responsibility is to make sure that we have the police and the government officials of military, make sure that no one infiltrate our country and no one doing these acts that doesn't make sense. But again, we don't want to hold anybody responsible for what they do in their life. I think everybody now going forward should know that to be the brother's keeper is important. You know, this once again, I see that everyone is coming into the building. There are people come and why not? Everyone will be told of citizens try to have a computer camera in the facility to see who is coming in and out. I think it's a spirit of everybody. But it's sad situation.
SAAH situation. SAAH situation. Not the is actually the batting years for not Abba Peters. I don't know which one, but yeah, Abba Peters. So we should buy CC camera. And you know, you 6 years. 6 years you dump this popular president. After the 6 years, he's resting. You still bringing in the news for the wrong reason. And I'm sorry, we have to be mentioning someone else. We have to remind people. Your retirement benefit should be paid to you. Even though others' retirement benefit were denied. So that was just, those were 3 points I had in mind as we begin a new week. You see me, I thought, did I abuse anybody? No. I took a definite editorial position. Editorial position I took. I'm speaking to the minds. I'm not throwing insult at anyone. In a jiffy, we'll be taking a not-for-profit organization. They're already in studio, and that will take us up to a moment where we usher in retired soldier Magistu Ulukoli. I guess you're tuning in. We're on course. This is State of the Nation. It's on Truth FM 96.1. It is the radio service of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. This is the former president, George Weah.
They're trying to track me down. Trying to track me down. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know, I didn't do what you say I do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man.
with Magistu Eddie Wolokoli, a retired U.S. soldier. Who is not looking for government job. He tells me he's living nicely on his retirement. Okay, in a jiffy. Okay, so I'm hearing that the press conference by the asset recovery team has been postponed to tomorrow. This is State of the Nation. So the folks are in studio, nurse to nurse, breaching the word. Okay, so we have to bring this one down to go strictly to studio. Time is fast spent. So I have Dinah T. Sate, Chief Nursing and Midwifery Officer, Jusu Williams, sorry, I'm not getting this one. So Famata Williams, military nurse, Koto Mator, CEO, nurse to nurse. So, ladies and gentlemen, with time fast spent, let me open the microphones. Good afternoon to you all. Good afternoon to you all.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you all. You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
You can hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, wonderful. All of you guys look wonderful. How are you? Welcome to State of the Nation. This is it is Liberia's biggest private radio station, widely covered, and the platform is State of the Nation. Everything that makes up livelihood of the Republic of Liberia is discussed here. My name is Christopher SELLEE. I'm your moderator. My co-moderator, Magdalene Finasa, is on her way. She'll be doing some runabout, so maybe you could encounter her on the radio while we are. So let me welcome you in this manner. Dinah?
Yeah.
You Dinah?
Yeah.
Okay, Dinah? Jusu?
Correct.
Jusu, how are you?
I'm brother.
Yes.
Thank you for having me here.
Famata? Famata?
Famata's here.
Oh, okay, Famata, you off microphone. Kolu?
Yes, I'm
Kolu,
here.
how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
You speak Loma?
Yes, a little bit, but don't try me.
Okay, so this broadcast is on air and online as well. And the first and foremost thing, let's talk to Dinah. Dinah, you are the chief
Nursing and midwifery.
nursing and midwifery officer for Nurse to Nurse.
Republic of Liberia.
The first, let me talk to. Yes, Dinah, you want to give us a background of Nurse to Nurse?
So I think the nurse to nurse, the CEO would be the best person to give you the background. If I give you the background, I will not give you in details. So I know Nurse to Nurse is a non-for-profit organization that has been collaborating with the Nursing and Midwifery Division for the past 2 years. But I know they have been in existence before that time. So they have been coming to Liberia, collaborating with the Nursing and Midwifery Division, ensuring that nurses are selected from various hospitals to ensure that we have competency skills training being conducted at the Ministry of Health. So we have a lot of nurses. They come every year, and we have 200 nurses trained in competency skills. And not only the training, they also provide those basic individual nursing assessment kits where they will use at their various hospitals to provide quality care to our patients.
Okay, that's wonderful. And then I will jump to Kolu Matar. She's the CEO of Nurse to Nurse. Kolu, what sometimes drives this kind of an initiative?
Hmm. That's a big question. I like to start first of all by saying that as Liberians, for me, that's what drives me. The era in which I grew up,
Mhm.
we had so much fun and we were doing well. And unfortunately, the war started, and then so post-war, pre-war, and post-war, there are two different kind of feelings that we've been encountered. So for me, I always go back to pre-war and all the opportunities that we had, and unfortunately, we don't have those now. So every time I come back and I see that there's so much that needed to be done, for me, that drives me to want to do more.
Okay.
That's what really drives me for what we're doing right now as well.
Okay, so I guess you've been taking stock of your initiative every time you come down. Is it making any sense? Moving forward, or every time where you left it, you come and meet it right there? Which one?
I should hope so because even speaking with the chief nursing officer who happened to have visited the United States last year for one of our functions there, she was able to give us some statistics as far as how what we're doing
Mhm.
that we come to do every year, how it's been impacting the nurses and their functionalities. I know she was able to give us some numbers. So yeah, that makes me think that we are actually making a difference. Do we need to do more? Do we need to see more? Definitely. So that's why we are encouraged to keep coming back because we're seeing that nurses are very excited about what they're getting from what we're giving them. So yeah.
And I'd like to commend you. Sometimes this is how it's good to pay by your country. Let me come to Jusu. Jusu, you are a psychiatric nurse practitioner.
Correct.
Okay, tell me how what role do you play in this philanthropic movement?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you, a big thank you to the CEO, says Kolu Matar, and thanks to the radio station for hosting us. So, we are a traumatized nation. After the Civil War, we have so many people who have experienced or who experienced war
Mhm.
in different forms. And as you know, nobody has this service here. Nobody went through therapy or such nature rather. So my role is actually bring awareness to mental health services because we do need it. I was driving by yesterday and I see so many people on the street whom people were calling crazy, and something I found to be very offensive because but I don't blame them in the sense when I was in Liberia too, I used to say the same thing, they're crazy, but they're not crazy, they're mentally challenged. So we have to bring awareness to that because we need it. Every single one of us, we only one life event away to be on the other spectrum, on the other side of the spectrum.
Mhm.
So my role here with nurses is to teach the nurses. What do you look for from sexual victims? What do you look for somebody who you say take push, drug abuse? So that's where I come into play.
Okay, so when you make some intervention, and I'm sorry, yes, I've seen in Accra, for example, they'll gather all these mentally ill people and give them a day befitting, clean them up. That is not happening here. They all spray in the street. Unfortunately, if I got a mental health clinic just at the back of this broadcast entity, not too up to tax. But what are your recommendations?
Excellent question. So I think this is where I would like to appeal to the government. We really have to take it serious. Um, you can take somebody off the street and clean them up, like you rightly said,
Mhm.
but if you don't give them the proper treatment, then you might as well not even begin because just taking somebody off the street, you can assess them, you can diagnose them, they'll know why. If I tell somebody who is saying things and hearing some of their schizophrenic, in other words,
Mhm.
I must be in a position to provide medication that will help alleviate the symptoms that they are experiencing. But if I am going to do that, where do they get that medication? who's funding that medication? So this is where we need the government to come into place. And I think I would, in the car comment, Diana has said that those guys do not pay for the medication, which I found to be very wonderful. I applaud the effort, whoever started that. So we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. It's not even those even on the street, quote unquote, the crazy.
Mhm.
There are a lot of people in service and government officials as well.
Mhm.
It's just like a time bomb waiting to explode. Everybody on the edge. Mental health goes beyond just somebody on the street.
Mhm.
It could be depression. It could be somebody who have been raped. It could be somebody who PTSD from the war. Anxiety. Can I afford to get certain things and they break down? So we have a lot of work to do. This is where I come. I think if any practitioner out there, psychiatrist out there, the government official, we need to step up.
Okay, so I'll come to Kolu before going to Diana. The former U.S. ambassador to Liberia, Michael McCarthy, conducted a tour of rural Liberia, came back and wrote a very nice piece about how the health sector looks like. He said personally he did not see a single headache pain tablet in hospital in Kolahun.
Mm.
He named those places: Kolahun, Kakata, Banga. Those. So the reason why I'm asking this, giving the background is it is widely believed, and now it's a slogan that Monrovia is not Liberia.
Absolutely.
Every time you come, you make a stop over to Monrovia. Do you extend outside too? That's the background of my question.
Well, thank you for asking that because this is something that we've been contemplating on as well. Um, we have not extended ourselves yet out of Monrovia. Actually, I didn't read the article. But yeah, she's probably right on point. She's right on point.
Mhm.
And what we try to do, basically, especially now this year, we're trying to get some of the nurses from rural Liberia because I know I personally got involved with getting a few nurses from Zozo Hospital because I know from Lofa, of course. I'm sorry, but I'm just biased a little.
Mhm.
And we did invite the nurses from Phoebe, and but we didn't hear back from them. I mean, I think it's financial situation that they couldn't sponsor them to come. But this is the challenge, sir. We are planning, and by God's grace, if we can get the funds and the resources, with our team expanding from various states in America, we can actually we're planning on tackling that. But at this point, we have not been able to move from Monrovia yet, and I know I can actually pass that question also on to the chief nursing officer because she and her staff are the ones that take care of logistics and stuff and which hospitals are usually represented. But in the future, we would like to see that happen.
Diana,
Yeah.
she passed a question over to you.
Okay. Yeah. This is something that
What are some of the interventions made outside of Monrovia?
so this is something that she rightly said that we have been thinking about. Everything you do now, it requires funding. And we look at what they have done for us. We know that the Ministry of Health especially the minister have just come over. So we are looking at working in the future with the minister to ensure that we have this funding available. So we have nurses coming from various hospitals in the rural parts of Liberia. So we know the bulk of the work is been done in Monrovia. We have a lot of challenges in Monrovia with maternal issues, neonatal issues. So we thought it wise to at least have most of our nurses and midwives trained. Then after sometimes once we have funding, we will extend our trainings out in the rural parts of Liberia. So this is something that we're thinking about. Yes.
Okay, so Juju, every time you come down with this kind of philanthropic intervention, tell me where do you what comes to your mind? You leave disappointed, or your little time and money you put into place is falling on fertile ground?
No, I am never disappointed because Rome wasn't built in a day's time. You know, it takes.
Yeah, but Liberia problem is unique
I
now.
understand that.
Yes.
I don't like, you know, I
If
concur.
even Liberia was, I mean, Morovia was there with Rome would have been far ahead of us.
You know what? I cannot agree with you more. But here's the thing. You know, we have to begin. We have to start from somewhere, because if we all just sit and say, you know, the problem is so enormous, it's so large, and just continue to lament about it, nothing moves. So we have to start from somewhere. And this is where, and by the way, if I may just throw this in, mental health issue is not just those on the street issue. It's a national issue, security issue. It's an economic issue, because if you're going to explode, uh, present this country for tourism to be something at large, you can have these people on the street harassing people, so it's something that has to be taken very seriously. So I am never perturbed. I am never discouraged. I think the more work we can put in, and the more publicity we can uh, share, I think we will get somewhere. But we have to begin. We all just can't say, you know, it's enormous, and we sit down and do nothing about it.
Okay, so another question to you.
Okay.
You're not disturbed. You're not disappointed. Rome was not built in a day's time.
Absolutely.
So the next time, is this your first trip or second?
You know, this is my first trip, but if I may just tell you a little
Yeah.
bit, I have my own practice in the United States, right? And you know, I see, you know, patients from all walks of life, doctors, you name it. But if I can give that care to people in the United States, I don't see why I can't give it here. I don't see why I cannot provide the same service in Liberia. You know, if I can see the doctor, I can see the nurse, I can see people with PhDs. I don't see why I can't treat patients here. So if I have the ability there, I know it will be a daunting task, but it's doable. It's doable if we can just have little system in place that can be able to support it. You know.
So removing mentally ill individuals from the street.
Okay.
Some are very, very graphic.
Yeah.
Some move graphically in the street, and no one cares really. And sometimes women organizations will come down high on the government and say, "You're doing nothing to solve this problem." Men, I don't know where you have it, any men organization, but philanthropy like yours, like organization like yours, will always come up to the core of these people. Nothing is done. So if you were, for example, sitting before the president of the republic, and the health minister sits flank the president, and then he asks you, what single thing can you do, like in a month's time, in 90 days, for example, 3 months, like we take action to address this situation. The
That's
short term.
you know, I like the question, but I think I would be remiss to say that I have a single answer for that, because the thing is, even if I told the president, look, I think he will be aware, the health minister will be aware of the tax that we have. But what we need to do is institute. You know, talk without action is just the same thing we're doing in Liberia, right? So support a system, support. I think you said there's a mental health institution right behind.
Yes, just behind here.
Why not we go there? Why not support them? Give them the necessary funding for staffing, give them the necessary equipment, the staff, the money, medication, and try to bring awareness to these people, get these people off the street, bring them there and service them. You know, let me tell you something. In the United States, service is one of the greatest things you can do. It's very rewarding. The U.S. government put measures in place to just give citizens a little bit of help. They don't solve the problem for you, but they put measures in place to be able to help you, to alleviate the pain that you're going through. You know, government cannot solve everything for you, but government can institute measures that can alleviate the pain of the citizens. And this is all I would tell them. Look, let's support whatever structure we have now, and then we can expand from that. But if we just say the Zogos on the street, for example, the drug pandemic that we have in Liberia is huge. You know, I'm not a DEA person, but I saw the amount of drugs that were busted, right? So we have to stop that. It has to be, and I know they're working on that. So there are a lot of people, young people. When I drove around, I see young people. They call them the Zogos. It breaks my heart. Those people should be in an institution. You can get them. First of all, there's no employment. We can take them, put them somewhere, give them the necessary training, just help them, do something
The
simple.
first thing you have to de-drug them first.
I understand,
You
but you
agree?
cannot them on the
And
street.
there should be a political will to do that.
Exactly. This is what I'm telling you. You can't
But
de-drug
the
somebody.
situation is speaking differently. Juzu, I'm sorry to say this.
That's fine.
I'm a living witness.
Okay.
A senator got his earnings from the Senate,
Right.
took at least $7,000
Okay.
and give it to this hospital
Okay.
to procure drugs for mentally ill people.
Okay.
This central government then, under President Weah, instructed his health minister to tell the medical director here to reject the money. And it went just that way. And there was no action taken after rejecting the money. So it's political way. That's why I just brought in the president's.
All right.
Yeah.
So can I just stick to? I'm not a politician. Yes. Correct. So we just want to stick.
Bring here, there
Correct.
must be a way to support your organizations. That's what I'm saying.
And this is like again, I'm not a politician, and we are philanthropic, like you said, right?
So, but I think the government of Liberia is making some strides when it comes to this drug issue, and that is one priority on the list of our president of the Republic of Liberia, President Boka. So I think Liberia is making some stride now. It is going to be good, yeah, because they have started initiating that. So
Can I just say something real quick in addition to that? Because like Jusu said, we trying to stay focused on how we can actually offer our services to get for our staff nurse to nurse. We like to also be able to help our nurses to recognize these signs and symptoms of these people that are coming in, because with us, we have to take care of everybody.
Correct.
Okay. Like in the States, black or white or cripple or whatever, whoever walks through that door, it's our responsibility. We take care of them. Okay. So we have to always be able to recognize the signs and the symptoms of all of these mental illnesses and stuff like that. So this is where he's coming in now for the first time, along with Esther. So there are two of them coming in, nurse practitioners that are very much educated in this area. And as we are doing that and teaching the nurses how to recognize these signs so that they can be able to have the patience to take care of them, because of recognizing those signs, we can be very, very, like you say, graphic. It can be very violent sometimes. We get hit too, but we have to know how to de-escalate. So we're also learning as nurses to de-escalate, so those arguments will not turn into somebody taking a gun to shoot the next person. So this is where Yusu and Esther are coming in, and for the nurses, in order for them to also be educated in this area. And as we are doing this, we are testing the waters and observing and seeing what more we can do.
Right.
When we leave here, because like you're saying, this is the first time we're having this this discussion. Yeah.
Can I just piggyback on
Yeah,
what
please.
Chloe said? Again, she rightly said it. We stay observing, but as a nurse, when you have somebody from the street, a zogo, quote unquote, your role is not to say, "Why did you take the drug?"
No.
Why did you? It was bad for you. Why did you take it? So this is where we have to come. So we are here to let these nurses teach them, let them be ambassador for the very hospital. So when these people come in within your confine, you can know how to deal with them. You have the education, the know-how to be able to deal with them. This is where we are. We are not here to be punitive. We're not here to be judgmental. We're not here to call names, whether you knew it was bad for you or not. That is not our role as nurses. Our role is to give the service that they need. Thank you.
And just to provide a little bit of information, we're not discussing mental health issue right now,
Right.
Okay.
but it's like we're discussing everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you can't have a psychiatrist on a platform. We can't mention.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that one thing I want to say is we are very excited because the 2 years back we haven't had any mental health practitioner coming to Liberia to help train our nurses. I mean, those competency skills training. Though we have a lot of mental health clinicians that has been supported by the Carter Center, and the ministry is really doing well when it comes to mental health. So we know we got a real nice system in place when it comes to mental health. So that is something, and everyone will not learn about mental health, but at
Right.
least to have an
Exactly.
idea. Yeah.
Mhm. We're here for a week. We start training tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and
You
Friday.
you
We'll be
you want
done.
to come back to tell us? Let's do some post training
Yeah,
discussion
that would be fun if you could fit us into your schedule.
as
We
an
appreciate it.
invite, and
Thank you.
let's work on it through Mr. Toby.
Okay, thank you so much.
Good. Sometimes when we do these things, and then the training comes out, and you come and tell us how. I mean, the
Right.
attendance, sorry, and the intent, whether, and talk to some of the participants.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The impact.
Say goodbye as we go across the table.
Yeah, I'd like to just say thank you for inviting us here. This is really good for us and it's good for our colleagues out there and the family members and friends. And want to say a shout out to the team that we brought that came with us. They're all at the hotel. We just left the Ministry of Health and we set up all the various stations. And thank you to the Minister of Health and Diana, the Chief Nursing Officer, and her staff, because they've really worked hard on the ground to be able to, support what we're doing. We just want to reach out to everybody. Medicine is everybody's business. Good health, a country that is healthy is rich.
That's right.
So if you're not healthy and you make all the money, trust me, you're not there to enjoy it. So it doesn't make sense. So we're asking all of our friends and family in the United States, nurses, to come and join us to make these trips because we need more of us. We have a lot of nurses that need training, and a few of us can do it. But the team is growing. So if you have family members in the States, you call them Liberians, let them know what nurse is doing. They can reach out to us and join our team because it's getting very exciting. And we're just very excited to be here. Thank you.
I'll close it.
Diana,
Okay.
She want to close out. Well, this is Jusu. Again, let me just say thank you to the radio station for inviting us and to the listening public. We want to say thank you for welcoming us. We hope that you guys, all the nurses that are coming tomorrow, will be able to give the necessary training. There are a lot of Liberian experts in the diaspora. When I return, we're going to be extending hands to a lot of them. I know we personally want to school it. We need more people on hand, more all hands on deck to bring our country where it needs to be. Liberia is all we have, like they
That's
usually
it.
say, and so let's make it. Let's do everything we can instead of pointing finger. Let's try to work and make it where it needs to be. Thank you very much.
Yusu.
Um,
Yes, Diana.
so let me take this time to appreciate Nurse to Nurse for coming to Liberia again. And let me openly say we love you, we appreciate you. They did a
Thank
very
you.
good job for us.
Thank you.
We had the opportunity to travel to the US to see what impact that Nurse to Nurse is making in Liberia. So we went there and we saw all the support that was given to Liberian nurses in Liberia. So want to say thank you. Want to say thanks to the Minister of Health, Dr. Poto, Louis Poto, who opened her arms to Nurse. We also know that tomorrow is the official training day, and she's going to open this program officially. We say thanks to her. We also want to tell our nurses and midwives out there that though even though we don't have the opportunity to have all the nurses trained, but those that will be coming, we hope whatever lessons going to be learning from this training, you will have a great impact in the health system where you work.
Absolutely.
So we say thanks again for this opportunity. Thanks to the radio station for giving us the
Thank
opportunity
you.
to serve. Yeah.
Thank you, Famata. I know you don't want to leave without making a word. Famata,
Yep.
the military nurse. How are you, Famata?
And yourself?
Yes. Welcome.
Thanks.
Okay. So, what specific role you going to play?
Well, I'm going to be helping to facilitate the head to toe assessment table. So I'm going to be helping to teach.
And after the training, what do you expect? What's the takeaway for the trainees, for the participants?
Well, when you do something for somebody, you want them to maybe appreciate it or make sure to learn what you have taught. So, because it takes a lot of sacrifice. This is my husband. Juice is my husband. We have 4 children. The youngest is 3. So we left our 3-year-old to be here. So that's sacrifice. So I want to make sure, or my reward would be what we have come to do is a lasting impact. It's not just something that's done for that day and then it's over. I want them to learn something and maybe keep that skills.
For family is psychiatrist and a military nurse.
That's right.
Thanks, you guys. And Liberian I'm very grateful for your sacrifices. And I hope you have adjusted yourself with the tropical heat.
We were born here, raised here, so
Yeah.
it's welcome back home.
Thank you so much. Okay, so that's how we go home on this edition of on this platform segment. Sorry, the next we'll take a break and then we'll talk to a retired U.S. soldier who is returned home and is so much involved into Liberian politics. Eddie Magistu Wolokali. Thank you so much for coming. Nice for nice. Let's take a musical break to be read by. But first, the right of the people, as enshrined in the United States preamble, the Constitution preamble. Yeah, Constitution preamble. Let me get the rights of the yeah, man. So that's something yeah, maybe rights of the people. I don't know why the people always overlook themselves. The citizens, man, all these things, hauling and pulling job, no job. It is you, the people, that have caused this thing. Okay, I think I got it. So while they conclude their photo taking, let me prepare the audience with Mr. Wolokani. This is it.
It becomes necessary.
self-evident that all men are created.
Says Article 1, all power is inherent in the people. All free governments are instituted by their authority and for their benefit, and they have the right to alter and reform the same when their safety and happiness so required in order to ensure democratic government which responds to the wishes of the governed. The people shall have the right as such period and in such manner as provided for under this Constitution to cause their public servants to leave office and to fill vacancies by regular elections and appointments. And the Liberian people went through this one on October 10, representative, senators, and presidential on November 14, respectively, presidential. When you read this article of the Constitution, it gives a feeling to you. That is, if you understood the content, it gives a feeling to you that you got the power, but how come you're not exercising it? You wrote an article on and published on the social media.
No,
and
correction, was not published
you
on
said
social
it's
media.
time for change. Change is now. Ward mayor and superintendent must be elected to a position in Liberia. Welcome to this platform.
Can you hear me,
Once
Chris?
again.
Can you hear me?
You can hear me? Welcome.
Okay, yes,
Okay.
thank you for having me. Point of correction, it was not posted on social media. It was posted on front page Africa.
I see that you enjoy your retirement age, bro.
I am. Thank you for having me today. I came to talk to Liberian people, especially the younger generation, that as you read the preamble that you play and what you read about the Constitution, that it's time for Liberian people to take their country for themselves to improve the lives of the future generation instead of waiting for other people to do it, especially when it comes to the young people. If you want a life that you see your other counterparts in the neighboring countries or in America or in Europe are living, it's on you to stand up for what you believe in and what country do you want to see for yourself. So I wrote this article on why a mayor and superintendent should
I didn't
be.
get you quite right. I said you enjoy your retirement
I
age.
know, but we are not.
But you gotta say something.
Please don't be fit. Stop this thing here, man. I'm asking you, I enjoy your retirement age. I mean, retirement moment. You're flying all over here. Yeah,
That's not a point of.
Okay. Let me give you a right not to answer my question. Right? The day I retire from journalism, you ask what I'll tell you no, it's not.
Don't even say no or yes. Just flow.
Okay, so yes. So you want city mayors and
Yes, I want city mayors to be we need city mayors, not I want. We need city mayors to be elected. We need superintendents to be elected. Right now, look at our current Monrovia city mayor, where he's going around portraying somebody coming and donating wheelbarrows and brooms as an accomplishment. The question that I said the mayor should be asking: what are his plans for the education system? What are his plans for sanitation? What are his plans for healthcare in the city? He does not know because He's not qualified to be that. If he was elected, he would be able to come out with situation like that because he's appointed by the president.
Election qualifies an individual to know the
I
work.
wouldn't say.
I think that is the worst one. Because sometimes the wrong people are elected.
Hear me out. It's not an election qualifier. It's the fact that he would be beholden to the people of Liberia or to the people of Monrovia. But right now he's beholden to the president. The president should not be appointing mayors and superintendents. The president have too much power, have vast power. Right now, the current president has to appoint almost 4,000 people. That's not what he should be doing. The current president does not understand, does not know what is happening in Grand Jita, in Sano, in Tapita, in Cape Ma, Kwendi, and all those places. The mayors are in proximity of the people. That's what they need to do. The superintendent should be there. I know people are going to push back on saying, "Oh, elections, we don't have money for elections." That's bunch of lows, bunch of crap. We have government officials around here in $160,000, $180,000 vehicle. Those are things that can go towards election. I hope no citizen should call you or even in your mind think that, oh, because government official, representative, senators, or president tell you don't have no money. That is their job to find money where we should have elections.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I don't know why. Have you done your research to know why we slip off? We suppose the Constitution says we should have election for May. I don't know about superintendent.
The Constitution does not say that because the 1847 Constitution said we should have election for mayor. If people know history, Amos Sawyer for president in 1979, 78, when the 1986 Constitution was written, they took that out of there because the 1986 Constitution, which I have a copy in front of me, was a get out of jail free card for Samuel Doe and his cohorts and the progressive. So that's the reason why this needs to be changed right now. The time for change is right now.
Okay, so elections. I know election will. I mean, it's money and organization, but you want to battle us with electing mayors?
It is not about battling.
Town chiefs. You know, the Constitution even says town chiefs and parliament chiefs are all supposed to be elected.
I would say this: we don't need to elect parliament chief and town chief. The only two positions that need to be elected are the mayors and superintendents. That's the reason why I'm here to educate the public for us to start this process. I'm against the World Cup. I'm asking the Liberian people to help me get signatures. The Constitution said I need 10,000 signatures in order for the call for a referendum election. So we need 20. Our goal is 20,000 signatures to give it to our legislator, so that next year November we should be having a referendum election. That in 2029 we'll be voting for mayor, superintendent, along with representative, senator, and president.
And when you beginning collecting the signatures?
Right now, I'm on the.
You get legislative support?
We don't need that. Right now, it's the citizens that needs to be. This needs to come from the grassroots. This is not about representatives. This is not about senators.
Man, this thing is going to the Capitol building.
It is, but when the citizen gets involved, especially the young people, if you're standing up for this, when you're standing up for this, your voice will be heard. Your senators and your representatives will listen to you. But we can't sit on the sideline because we know they're not going to take the chance or take the time to do it. So on us, the young people, for the future generation, for us to put in the work. I'm asking you, the young people, I don't have no money to give you. What I will provide you, I will give you the signatures sheet that people need to sign. I will give you a clipboard and I'll give you the pen. Pass it around in your colleges, pass it around in your neighborhood, in your community to get the signatures. I'm planning on going to Bond County too to visit some of the colleges out there to get signatures. That's why I'm asking you to get signatures so we can deliver it to our representative for them to vote on it for us to have an election next year, November.
Next year, November could be close. You need legislation. You know that.
Yes,
you need to collect the signatures.
Mm-hmm.
You need to present it to Claims and Petition Committee.
Yes.
They need to deliberate, send it to plenary. Plenary will now empower the committee to look into it and advance the plenary for action.
Yes.
Of the both houses.
Yes.
Are you talking about next year, November?
It can happen.
Let's see how is it going to happen.
If it's going to happen, let's look at what happened recently. The House just passed the War Crimes bill. That was done in a jiffy.
A resolution. Yeah.
Right.
It was a resolution.
Exactly. That's the same resolution they can be passing. I'm sure that if President Boycott received this bill, I'm sure he would sign this bill for us to have a constitutional referendum. This is something that President Boycott believes he should stand behind if he believes in the future of Liberia.
How is government going to look like from this one running normally, and then burdening yourself with election of superintendent and mayor? How is government going to be like? What do you think? What change is it going to bring to government?
What change it will bring? Accountability. It will bring. Let's say for example, right now in our Liberia private wrong law, new traffic law. I got a copy in front of me right here. Right now, the Boycott administration is operating illegally in the country right now as it stands. What I mean by that, there's no, since 1972, nobody is allowed to have a passenger on the back of a bike. So right now, everybody riding bicycle, the motorcycle on the back right now is illegal. The chief of police should know that. The mayor and stuff should know that. So those laws are in place. Those will help enforce the law. The president cannot enforce those laws. It's the city mayor, the county and stuff can enforce those laws. You see what I'm saying? So when another spot you can look at, when you look at how LEC and water and sewer take place, each county, each city should have their own water reservoir that is supplying people. So if we have those city mayors, they will be able to they will work in the interest of their city, in the interest of their county, to make sure that their city have clean, safe drinking water, to make sure their city have better schools. The mayors right now, the current mayor, if you ask him what his budget is of Monrovia, he is not able to tell you what his budget is to do a cleanup, to tell you where his budget is for school, what his budget is for hospital, because that is his job. Him and the superintendent. Those things will will empower them. They will be able to raise money by taxes on where they will make sure that they are taking care of their constituencies.
I don't know how
people want to say once we get the signatures, when time comes for the committee, I'm willing, ready, and able to work with the senators and representatives for us to draft a bill on how it should happen. I always lend my help to the people of Liberia.
Okay, so I'm reading something here. The former mayor of Monrovia, Jefferson Koji, in fact, formulated a document for that. I don't know why they didn't implement it, but he himself opted for election for mayor post. Unfortunately, they didn't execute it, and you don't think bringing it now is going to be another form of distraction?
Distraction from what?
From the normal thing that's happening. I mean, the president appoints the mayor. I know those days, pre-war, I witnessed a mayor election in Ventura. I think I don't know whether it was constitutional, but we slipped out.
What year was this?
That was around 1987, 86, something around there. James C. Mulber won that election in Ventura. I don't, but people, this is normal now. They want to move on, and instead of coming back, the one mostly you talk about mayor and superintendent, they see it as burdensome.
Who see it as burdensome?
The people.
Who the people?
The people that you are going to.
Who the people?
Those you are going to. Yes.
Why would they see it as burdensome?
They want to move on because
move on what? Because what are they moving on to? Right now, what we have right now it has not worked. It is not working. So what is it that we are moving on to?
I ask you a question. What difference is it going to make in the governance structure? So these appointees are not accountable. Is that what you say?
No, they are not accountable. They are not competent. They are not doing the job of the people. They are doing the job for the president. Because let's say, for example, right now, I live in rehab. We got a former president, we got a speaker of the house, we got a current president, we have many people living around there. How many of those people taxes? The school in they are Kennedy High School should be one of the best schools in Monrovia, in Painesville. Right now, you go to that school, the students are in school with no AC in it. How can somebody sit in a 98-degree weather in a classroom, cement all around, concentrating doing school? You got students going to school, they don't have food to eat, they're hungry. Those taxes for those the former president house worth thousands of dollars. The current president house worth thousands of dollars. How much of his taxes are going to that city to make sure schools are improved? The speaker of the house, he has a beautiful house. The apartment I live in right now, is my landlord paying taxes, city taxes, to make sure that it's funding to those schools or those hospitals? We got a hospital that thing. No, it's not happening. Those are the reason why we need those people in place to make sure that we are passing laws and enforcing the laws for those things to happen.
State of the Nation, Eddie Wolokoli, pushing for signatures to compare the government to make a legislation where Liberians will go to the polls to elect superintendent and the mayor. And the interesting, you got a timeline for the election, right? You said November next year.
The goal is to also have an election next year, a referendum election next year. And then with the help, the citizen, if the citizen approve for us to have the election, then in 2029 we'll be voting for mayors and superintendent and so forth. It's not just for us to understand people, it's not just a mayor and then we'll be mayor, city council, superintendent, and county councils. Those are people who will put in place. We want to have strong local government and strong city government.
Do we have one now?
I have been to the Monrovia City Hall and asked about who our city council, and nobody can show me who the city council members are for the Monrovia City Corporation.
Yeah, there should be a city council. I remember the last time I ever heard the late Philip we said serve on that city council.
I asked that question. I have asked that question. What were
the answers?
The answer was go look on the board. When I asked what board, they said the board around the corner. When I went around the corner, they said, well, it was supposed to be here. Can you give me some names? We don't know who they are. The people who work in this Monrovia City place, they don't know who the city council members are. So if we have one of people who nobody know they're collecting, that's not a problem right there, collecting paycheck and not doing the work of the people.
I see a problem. It's like this American orientation. You don't want to depart from it.
Let me go with you where you say American orientation. Look at our 1847 Constitution and 1986 Constitution. It mirrors the American Constitution.
Yeah, so give us a break so we can form our government the way we want it to.
Form what government?
The governing structure.
First of all, you want to talk about it? Our AFL, the AFL of the Army, is not. They are being sponsored by the United States government. So why can't our legislators pass laws to make sure that we have that we are the one, our people are paying taxes and paying our soldiers? Well, if we have a mayor and superintendent and stuff right now, guess what? One of the things that we can do, we can have collective bargaining and have unions. The police union, we should have a police union in Liberia. We should have a nursing union in Liberia and teachers union. I just found out the teacher union president and members are appointed by the president. In what universe that you think the president of the
teacher union?
Teachers union?
No, it's not true.
I would say
missing a position.
It is the head of the Monrovia Consolidated School System that is appointed by the president. The teacher union, the Liberia National Teacher Union, the head is appointed by Congress, the teacher Congress.
The teacher Congress?
Yes. From each county they come and go to Congress and elect their president.
So where's the collective bargaining?
Well, that is their. Those are campaign promises they make to their voters.
It is, but that's what I'm saying. If you look at what happened in Cape Mount, if they had a mayor over there, those people would have had collective bargaining happening, they will not resort to protest and violence.
But the place is not a city. How does it have a mayor?
Say again?
It's not a city. Why should it have a mayor?
It
King
is.
George? King George is not a city.
Well, what city is comprised of it?
Well,
It comprised of a city, correct?
no, a district.
A district. I'm saying, but it's a city. It's a bigger city of it. What's the bigger city?
It's an urban environment because industrialized environment, but it's not a city.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, but that area is a small piece of the pie. There's a whole city itself that is within a city. You can tell me that King George is just that we don't have no city in Kibon.
Well, I don't know, but I know about Robertsport.
Robertsport is a city.
It's a Commonwealth. Yes,
it's a city.
It's a city. Yes,
that's what I'm saying. So if you go down to St. J and all those places, those are cities over there.
Unless you are created by law, you're not a city.
That's what I'm saying. If we had those in place, those things that our people always revert to violence, that would reduce the violence because we have collective bargaining. Because all those people, the power that they have, right, is to say you hire us. We are not coming to work until you improve our living condition, until you improve our pay. Just last year, the auto union of America went on a strike. They went on strike, and guess what? The folks from the big three came to the table and they made a deal. The union of writers in Hollywood in America went on strike. The studio bosses came to the table and made a deal. That's what we should be doing to improve our country, not resorting to violence, not resorting to protest, screaming, making us look like animals. This is not what we should be. We are in 2024. Violence begets violence. Now, every other violence that took place in Cape Mount, what's going to happen now? Everything's going to die down the same way that things have been happening. Because guess what? When our folks then went and negotiated with the representative and everything, the people, when businesses come to Liberia, they should not be negotiating with Congress and representatives. They should be negotiating with mayors and superintendents. That's who they should be negotiating with.
That's how you want it to be. But the very people you're going to canvas to, they don't see it that way.
That's why I'm here to convey. That's why I'm here to educate them. I'm asking other young people to join us. I'm asking other young people to join me for us to do this. Because young people, this is your life. I have lived, I got one for the banana leaf and one for in the casket already. You're the one who have to improve your life. You see your other friends, you go to Ghana, you go to Ivory Coast, you go to Sierra Leone, you go to Dubai, you go to Australia, and you see how people are living. If you want the life that they have over there, you can make it in Liberia. You don't have to travel outside Liberia to do it, but you have to work for it.
Okay, state of the nation. So let's move on to superintendent. To the best of our knowledge, there has been no election of superintendent here before.
Yes, sir.
The president has repeated for time immemorial appointed superintendent.
Yes, sir.
You seem to be joining Prince Johnson for this one, maybe because of this constitutional. Prince Johnson will always make mention of this constitution. All power is inherent in the people. In his interpretation, the people are supposed to elect the superintendent.
Yes, I agree with the senator on that. I've always, even before I heard that he even said that, that was my point. I agree with him on that point. I think that should happen for the people. And anybody who is against it, I say because you don't want to compete. You are afraid of competition. Because if you are elected in Grand Jide, let's say Nima and Bon share voters, correct? And Nima or Bon is improving their life. You as a superintendent elected over there, you should be doing something to improve the lives of your people. What do most of the superintendents tell people? If you go and ask the common person who has spoken to the superintendent, they will tell you, say, hey, the government ain't sent us no money. That is an excuse. They always leave the earners. They always leave the know-how or the trouble on the central government. What they're supposed to be doing, what they're supposed to do. They know they're supposed to do it. Do we know that Liberia is not a democratic country? We are a republic. The major highways is what the national government is supposed to focus on and build. The side streets and streets in the corners and stuff, that's where the superintendent and the mayor are supposed to build. We want our streets, our side streets and stuff built. We elect superintendents and mayor, it will get built.
So the first thing is that you have to understand Liberia is a unitary state.
Yes, sir.
Meaning divided into 15 political subdivisions.
Yes, sir.
And those divisions are headed by superintendent appointed by the president. Your system you're trying to bring, you want to refer us to, or you want to take us up to federal form of government, where superintendents are elected. And man, this is not the West. You got some West people who are elected, who are the choice, who will be a choice of the people, and a president would need a development project executed in that place, and the president wants, if the president differ with the president, especially from a ruling or opposition party, you start development.
No, you don't start development. Let's take, for example, President Joe Biden passed an infrastructure bill. It was voted on by the House and the Senate, signed by the president, and infrastructure is going on. You have Republicans who voted against that bill. Right now, they are touting the money that is going to their state, to their district for bridges and stuff going on. I was just in Soul Clinic yesterday, and I told people are complaining. They said a lawmaker came, and I said, why are you talking to your lawmaker? A lawmaker cannot build no roads. They cannot build no schools. It's not their responsibility. The most they can do is to bring a big truck of red dirt, bring a grader and just grade a road, and that's where it would be. But if you want something, you want real roads built, you need a mayor. You need somebody who has a plan. Representative and senator, that is not their focus. That is not their job according to the Constitution. That is not what they're supposed to do.
But if you went doing campaign, you promised the people, why you would not live to your promise?
What? See, this is the thing I'm saying now. I'm here to help educate our people. When a lawmaker comes to you, the next election tell you say our grade road, just automatically disqualify them because one, they are lying to you, or two, they don't know what their job is. Plain and simple. If any lawmaker come to you, I said this when I was campaigning. If any lawmaker come to you and tell you say that they will build roads and build schools, it's because they are lying to you, and because or they don't know what their job is. They do not deserve to be in that position.
Okay, so the time is set for November 14 next year. November next year.
You can't say the time is set.
No,
I said that's our hope.
Your hope. Yes. You are attaching timeline to it.
Yes.
When do you kick off soliciting these signatures?
Like I said, it's started. I'm going to start going around myself to go get signatures. I have spoken to other people to help me get signatures. I'm hoping that people hear my voice on here. Reach out to me on Facebook. If you need the signature paper and a pen and a clipboard, let me know how many signatures can you get. You tell me, I can give you the paper. I'm not giving you no money. Don't ask for money. Don't ask me for what my budget is, whatever, anything of that nature.
Yes, so we get that. Okay. But when it comes to advocating for these positions to be elected positions, and then somebody might, be prepared for those kind of questions. Those who are, or those who were elected, or those who are elected, sometimes they're very difficult for them to live up to their promises, and they don't do what they say. They don't live by those promises during campaign time, and at the end of the day, they vote them out. So you might have people raising those concerns, but we have lawmakers, we have representatives, we have senators who are elected. We stay in the queue, we stay in the sun for them. But when they get there, sometimes they forget, and the electors have no option but to vote them out. So now, superintendent mayors, especially for superintendent and mayors, and you want them to be elected. So it almost like they're 5 and 6 doing the same thing.
No, you see, this is why I'm different with you. According to the Constitution, again, the 1986 Constitution, the job of a senator is not to build roads and build schools. Your job is to pass laws. That is your job. If this says such things to the people, like I said, because they are incompetent or what their job are or is, or they are plain lying to their constituencies. So, as a mayor, your job is to make sure your city is improved. Your job is to make sure that you have good sanitation, good running water. Make sure you have good your public schools are in good health. Your hospitals are in good health. You're supposed to be getting money from the national government to help you in those things. That's what that is the focus of you being a mayor, to run your city. Senator is not to run a city. Senator representative is to pass laws. What a senator can do is that when they pass laws, they make sure they hold their executive feet to the fire to make sure that the laws that they pass, that the executive is executing. The job
but the thing there is the 3 cardinal functions, which
no, please don't say that. No, that is not a 3 cardinal function of the representative. That's a lie that representative have been lying to the people of Liberia.
Wait. Excuse me.
It is not.
Which one it is not?
Representative and all the other stuff.
But then what?
It is not true.
Okay, tell me the 3. Okay, tell me the functions. Let me leave it open.
The function of the representative is to pass laws. That's it.
But you are there to represent your people. You are there to you are there to have an oversight over everything that will be, or that is on the floor. You are there to make laws. You are there to represent your people, and that's why you are called representative. I don't know whether.
Let me ask you this question, ma'am. Let me ask you this question. You as a representative, if the 3 of us sitting here right now and we're representative, I said I'm against the Wolokoti. I want to pass law that will. I live in rehab. I want to pass law that will get 73 of my other representative, 72 of my other representative, that I would build a school in my representative. Just my district. Will you guys vote for it?
You have to answer yourself.
Well, I mean, we have it.
So that's where lobbying comes in.
No.
If you are no, but you ask a question. You want to be the interviewer now. So let me tell you. I will vote if you can justify to me that.
You will vote for me, in my district, for that to be built.
Yes, I will vote. Yes, because it's not built. It's not built. It's not being built in Guinea or Ghana. It's being built, and the eventual users are Liberians.
Okay.
Yes, so I will vote.
Okay, so let's say so I pass every law that I pass.
So having answer your question, let me come to you now.
Okay.
The lady asked you, what is the function of?
I just answered.
And you said no. I have problem with your answer. And you said just hold on, Chief. Hold on. You just said it is to do what? Represent your people.
No, I said pass laws.
Pass laws.
Pass laws.
So because the issue
not
about
to even make laws, but to just pass it, right?
No, making laws is passing laws.
Yeah, passing.
Okay.
So you have committees, subcommittees on various parastatals, right? When they say oversight, for example, Amara Connor is chair on public accounting audit. It is Amara Connor's committee that has oversight over what's taking place at central bank and stuff like that. The committee wrote the GSC to have the central bank audited. That's oversight.
No,
that's oversight.
Correction, right there. What you just said, Senator Amara Connor have when he go and do an investigation, right? When
his committee
does an investigation.
Yes, that's right? Oversight.
Listen. He does an investigation. He is going to pass laws when he see where this problem lies, right?
So until you can you can't say hold on.
But let me tell you what is oversight. Let me tell you what is oversight.
Yeah, please do, ma'am.
The meaning of oversight is watchful and responsible care.
Okay.
Imagine having a legislature that has no oversight on any of the
Wait a minute.
agencies.
So, listen, what I'm trying to say to you guys. When they I'm gonna use Americana as the where you just said, right? Wherever the central bank something came up where they signed paperwork saying the president, they give him money and whatever the case may be, right? Americana and the rest of his colleagues, they are going to pass laws to make it stronger that what took place does not happen again. They are going to pass laws. When you say, when y'all have to understand when you want to understand what the thing about checks and balance, that's where it is, checks and balance.
You know check your balance, right?
Yes, I do.
But that is what.
But
hold on now, the legislature is not executive, right?
Yes.
The central bank falls under the executive.
Exactly.
Right. But this is the legislature over that a committee that has oversight on public account. Yes.
What would they,
so unless you can fix it, you need an investigation, and they are not auditing agency, but they have the power to order the auditing agency to audit that which they did. Now listen now. Hold on, chief. They did. And they saw the leakages. What are some of the problems? That the government, that the Minister of Finance, the former Minister Samuel 12, violated the public financial law. That unless you get permission from the legislature, you cannot withdraw huge sum of money from the consolidated account. You violated it. So we will now come to where you're talking that our committee will give recommendations to plenary that unless we can do this, subsequent or eventual ministers will come and will violate the same thing and will go unpunished. That's the oversight.
No, they were. Where is the end game? The end game is for them to pass laws to fix.
How you get pass law? You don't care about how it is.
You are going to.
That's why I really want to understand.
Y'all leave this oversight. That's an excuse that legislator does. Y'all don't hold them. We do not hold our legislative feet to the fire. Their job, if they go, yes.
Okay, let me make you understand something. The oversight is making sure that something works effectively.
Looking at check and balance. I'm not interfering with the executive. I'm a legislator.
You passing laws. Your job as let's go back to Civics 101, Government 101. The legislator passed the laws, the executive enforced the law, the judiciary settles the law between the executive and the legislative. That is the core function of our three branches of government. They are three equal branches of government.
Yes.
So if the legislative see that the executive is not doing what the law they pass, then guess what? Their job is to pass a law to make it, if there's a loophole.
So how do you pass a new law to close the loophole? Unless you investigate.
Yeah, I'm saying that's
you're not military on your own, or so you instruct.
You want to put military.
Yeah, that's the only way you understand this thing, because
because you're the one who think about it militarily. I'm not. I'm looking at it from the position of politics and the position of law. If the legislative branch, the committee sees something that where the executive branch use a loophole, because I guarantee if you look at it, Samuel 12 going to sit over here and say, oh, it's emergency. That's the reason why we did it. He's going to come up with excuses. You look at what happened when President Weah wanted to appoint my brother to the LRA position. They're saying that, oh, this is what we're supposed to do because the president said that we're supposed to do it.
My brother.
Because I want us to be fair. Because I know people want to say something. So, and what did the legislator do? They said the phone saying that they cannot do. They found a way in how to stop it.
So I don't know, but let me just read this line. I don't know where actually.
Where you reading it from?
So
I don't want you to give me a Google thing. If you give me something that is printed in.
No, but I think it's supporting your argument. A core tax of the UK Parliament is passing legislation. That's for the UK Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with regards to what you are saying, that's why I'm reading this, and because
But there's no correlation there. UK has a parliamentary form of government. We got a legislative.
No, but he
stuff.
is saying
You said it's just there to pass the law.
Yeah, just to pass law. So that's why I'm bringing this one in. That's why I'm bringing this in. It's actually supporting your argument.
The
I don't know whether you understand me.
The Constitution supports my argument. I don't need a parliamentary system to support it. The Constitution of Liberia supports my argument. That's what I'm basing it
Okay, but then read what the Constitution says over there.
No, I'm not going to read it for you right now. I'm not going to read it for you. You know what I'm saying? I will let you go and read it. I'm saying to you, the legislative job is to pass laws. When you go and investigate on what is happening and you see something that is wrong, you ask the legislature, you pass laws to fix that problem.
Why are you investigating when you don't have oversight?
Like I said, what would legislators say? They said oversight, lawmaking.
No, we're still dwelling on oversight.
That's not, oversight is
who authorized you? Who authorized you to leave Capitol building, to go to GSE to order GSE to audit the central bank?
First of all, that is not the legislature. The legislature cannot order the GSC to do it. So which is a stepping into people.
It's just a choice of word. But they wrote. I read the committee's report. I mean the committee letter here, ordering the GSC to conduct audit, and that audit is out, and the outcome.
They are stepping into the executive branch. What they could do is say we're going to sue the executive. That's what they can do. It is not the legislature to tell the executive branch what is it that we will order you to do this. And if President Boeka allowed the legislature to order him to do it, he had abdicated his power as the executive.
No, he didn't order them. They got oversight.
No.
They got oversight as part of check and balance. Okay, this is State of the Nation. It's 4:44. Magistu Wolokoli is here with us, and he has never come to leave a quiet platform. A lot of folks are sending me text messages. They want to participate. Don't worry, we'll come to you. But he is the forerunner of an advocacy that is seeking electoral position for superintendent and city mayors across the country. He has written an article, he has published it, and is beginning to solicit signatures. How many signatures? 800, 8,000?
No, we need 10,000 signatures by Constitution, but we're trying to get more than that.
Okay.
20 to 30,000 is our
and we submit it to the
legislator.
So you see, you're not just going to submit it to the plenary. Yeah. There will be a specialized committee that will come, and that committee is the one.
That's the law.
No. That committee is the one. A committee cannot pass law.
No. I'm sorry.
It is plenary.
In order for us to have the election by plan, if we say November to have the election, in order for that to happen, the House of Representatives has to vote on it. The Senate has to vote on it.
Yes. So
and then
when you go to the Capitol to submit,
the president signs it. Hold on, the president. Then now it becomes a law for the NDC to make sure we have the election.
Okay, hold on. When you after your signature, when you collect your signature, you go to the Capitol. You're not going to meet any of the two plenaries. You will meet a committee called claims. Hold on. I'm still trying to bring in this, how do you call it, oversight. You're going to meet a committee called claims and petition. That claim and petition will take it to the plenary. Plenary will go back to the committee, empowering it to say, go and you look into this thing and report to us maybe 2-3 weeks. That's oversight. Eh?
Why you want to vote?
If you're coming to be president, if you're going to be president, your administration are going to leak. How do you call it? Information.
In fact, he said before Ministry of Information are going to be dissolved. So just forget about that information business.
No, I'm not talking necessarily about information. I mean, there will be a lot of loopholes. because you're still fighting to grasp how the legislature works.
All right, I got a question here from no, not question but comment. Mr. Wolokoli should not overlook but recognize the three cardinal functions of the lawmakers. He should focus particularly on electing the mayors and superintendents, which I support Mr. Lackey from Marley County.
All right, so let's begin taking calls. So just take note. Just take note. Rufus Paul. Rufus, I haven't heard your name yet. Where are you? How are you? Rufus, you are close to a receiver, right? Okay, let's hear you. As a former legislative reporter like myself, Mr. Wolokoli is raising signature to submit for the Republic of Liberia to go into election for superintendent and mayor. The first thing, what's your contribution on that one?
Well, I'm pleased to call because, as you know, we all covered the national legislature for long, so we are all familiar with what they do there. And in the first place, I think he's a little bit used to the federal form of government. From the explanation of what I'm trying to deduce, it's like it's most cool in federal form. Here we have the national legislature, we have the executive, the legislative branch of government, but in separate branches with coordinated functions. Coordinated functions. So if you have the national legislature, you don't only pass laws. If anybody tell you that Mr. Wolokoli, that person is leading you astray, the legislature they have three cardinal functions. One is passing law that you reference to. The other one is oversight and representation. Okay, but the worst case scenario, it involves representation and oversight. So what are the people that say you there? They don't even say you to make law, they also say you go to the national legislature. So they get to the whole thing and say, okay, let all of us leave from here today and go and represent it. Say that the national legislature, we have to send somebody for representation. So that common knowledge to tell you that
That's the first one, Chief. That's the first one. That's the first one. To represent the people because everybody can be represented. Yeah.
So somebody infringing on the right of the people that you represent, and it require you taking it to the national level, and where your role is oversight. What is happening in Joe? You see the lawmakers on its back, they are making laws. It's providing oversight for the people in that part of the country.
Okay, Chief. All right.
According to what you see, that when somebody, one is lawmaker, want to intervene, you make law, everything has to be law. No.
Okay. Chief. Chief, thank you so much for your participation, Rufus Paul. Let's wish. I'm seriously praying for you. Hello? Yes,
yeah,
let's
my
hear
brother,
you.
how you doing?
This afternoon. Let me appreciate the studio girl. For me, is the devil because he said respect the Kunoki, the Kunoki respect at all costs. Because he really have to the poor people of the politician, that the president shall be the president shall elect president and all will be on government. But it's with the as the power of the president. Then if you don't want your support to say B, set up of parliamentary county and county by the register of they have respected locality. That's why they support it because say the incentive of any 27 government of the president, parliamentary and county are not being elected, but they are being fed by citizens they appoint them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, hello, Magdalene. Hello, Chris, and hello to Mr. Wolacoli.
Yes, sir.
One of the reasons why I totally agree with Mr. Wolacoli when it comes to promoting this, by electing these two areas, these two positions, and I wish you could even have commissioners there, is because the president of Liberia, I will particularly refer to Liberia, has too much power. There is so much power the president has until even if a lady has a baby, she calls on the president to take care of the baby for her. So, I mean, I'm just making that odd reference, but the point is we have got to be able to empower our people for our country to move forward. We may have a president who's so greedy for power, if he becomes president of Liberia, everything will fall apart here. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you from here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Madeline. Let me say good afternoon to Chris and your studio guests.
Yes, sir.
I'm Daniel Johnson from Harbel Firestone. Madeline, I want to look at the constitutional aspect of the argument. Now, when you look at Article 4D, it gives the president the power to appoint superintendent and other county officials. If you look at Article 56B, it also tells you that there should be election for parliamentary county, but no parliamentary and county can be removed by the cause by the president. Here where the conflicting issue is, not that putting a point, but my consent to him, I think he need to make more research because when you get money to convince the people, because mind you, everything is accepted by the courts, we have to go for a referendum because the constitution calls for that. Provision or any amendment within the constitution cannot be done by the representative alone. They have to come to the people for referendum. So they still get to do more research and know how you engage the issue so that the people will not be confused by his argument. He put it critical issue. And so but you need to make research so that he can be able to
okay.
argument properly.
Thank you. Thanks for pressing your call. Hello. Hello?
Madeline, thank you very much. And a pleasant afternoon to Chris and the studio guest.
Yes, sir.
My name is Hussein Kew, and I phoned in from around the Jacob Peace Island. So I started this conversation in the studio guest. He spoke quite well. And I just wanted to add up to what the previous caller.
All I want is just supposed to go straight into it. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so thank you. So, we come up with issues. We have to do more research. The intention is very good, but sometimes when we come up to the public to provide such information, we should go beyond, the line. That is going further to research and see how those things can work up, that we not have issues. Because in our country, people come up with initiatives, but whenever you take the people to buy into it, people won't know they will not go in now with what you think. So, include other people who want to see this achieved. That will be on your part. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We take two from either side. Either side of the phone line. Yeah.
Yeah.
So while we processing a number, we are hearing news that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has cancelled all diplomatic, official, and service passports.
Yeah, hello.
Then following the discussion on your show.
Okay.
Well, I'm participating in the series of workshop when the local government was being processed.
Okay.
And I had an opportunity of talking with some lawmaker. By the way, I'm one of the former fiscal superintendent for Masomato County.
Okay.
And so I realized that some lawmaker were in fact against the idea of superintendent being elected. So the whole thing is going to be an uphill battle. The lawmaker want to have competition. That's what I see. Because in our act, there was an idea where they wanted superintendent to be elected. But some representatives were like, their power will be shared with superintendent. So it's going to be an uphill battle.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for placing your call. Can I take how many more?
That's the last one. Got a call?
No.
Got a message? Okay, let me do this one. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, let's hear you quickly. Yes, Brian, how are you? I'm good. Let's hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I think it will not be proper, especially in our country, to elect superintendent. Already you have superintendent appointed by president, and there are other people, in fact, some superintendents don't even respect lawmaker want to have superintendent on their control. Then just imagine if the superintendent elected, you will let the whole power with them. I mean, president has to have regionally in all counties. So when the superintendent is elected, it means that we have party and people, sometimes you can refuse the order of the president. The president will not have the opportunity to find it. Then you cannot wait until after this year. They will stop most of the development. We are still one country without regional other areas where every country has their own resources, they can do revenue sharing. Some countries do revenue sharing, they will not even get 1 million in their account. So for me, I don't buy that idea. Then the last thing is, the last thing is what I'm saying, you know, when the lawmaker want to cite any branch of or any member of the executive committee, I think president has to be notified. I mean, for the amount of respect, because he controls the executive committee, I mean, the executive branch. So you can just order the people playing them to you, all those kind of things.
No, but nobody said that, and those are communication channel that they have always adhered to.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, that's the last one. That's the last one. Yeah. Eddie, you're taking notes. You heard the mixed reaction, man. Some people hailed you. Some people say, "Well, we still far away," and say, "Well, not just beside terror, if a country that's still on the brink of being nurtured."
For what I'm saying.
But still, that makes it
No, that's good. No, it is.
Yeah.
But this is what I would say for other people that call in against it. I would ask them, how old are they?
Why?
Because the reason why I'm asking, because those are people who I'm sorry to say, I would say that with a blunt thing. Those are people who are selfish, do not want to see the country go anywhere. That's the reason why they do not want it to happen, because they feel like I have suffered and live in this dump. Let them suffer too till I die, then y'all can do it. That's the mindset that they have. Because I suffer, so which means everybody behind me should suffer too. For everything that they have said is a bunch of excuses they have made, they are making that, well, a lawmaker would not want to do it because, oh, we will share power with them. They don't want competition. There's nothing they are saying. Nobody has spoken against what I said, oh, it's wrong for it to happen. They already are saying that if it happened this way, then it will hurt somebody's feelings. Somebody will not be able to drink more alcohol or drink more palm wine. That's the whole base of the argument for all the people that have called and spoke against it. For the person who called and talking about the Article 52, I will tell you to please go back and read what Article 52 of the executive chapter 5 of the executive branch is. I'm not calling for Parliament chief and stuff to be election. I know we have it in the Constitution. Yeah, so that's what we need. We need a referendum. With us getting the signatures, it allows us to have a referendum. The legislature have to vote for us to have a constitutional referendum vote. That's the reason behind it. I'm not the signature. The signature is just the first step. When we get the signatures, that is not a law automatically. It's presented to the legislature for them to pass it into law. But the point is, we don't need to, in order for us as young people of this country, in order for us to make change in this country, we have to work for it. Our legislators and the older people want us to get on the street and demonstrate and protest. Then all that does is give them a chance to stay in power longer. But if we use our head and not our heart and do what is the right thing to do, we can make changes in this country.
Be the agent for change.
It's not about me being the agent for change. It's not about me.
Want to be the agent for that change, or for those changes.
It's not about me, Chris. It's about the country. It's about us working together.
Someone has to lead, and that's where you play.
If what I'm doing is helping to lead, I'm all for it. But it's not about Mengistu locally. It's about the young people of this country. If you are a 12th grader in this country right now, you got people who are graduating colleges. They don't have no work to go to. You got people on the street right now who are using brooms and shovels to clean the sidewalk. And the mayor is the mayor of Monrovia is welcoming somebody bringing wheelbarrows and shovels and saying that in 3 years, Liberia would be like Rwanda. And while we're using shovel and broom for people to sweep, those people should be employed in a better way, in a more advanced way, in order for us to reach that goal. How can you say that? And you got potholes. You go down Ronald Street. You got the street that got potholes, and then that can bust people tires, but mess people vehicles up. Why you as the mayor? Why are you not going to public works in order for you to make sure that we have funds to make sure we fix the potholes and stuff right now? And you drive to work every day and see that. You go to Sakapia right now. You have schools that are duplicated right now. Students are going to schools that have no AC in 100 and something degree weather. Who can concentrate in that manner?
As you embark on this journey, there's going to be ups and downs.
Yes, sir.
I will encourage you to keep your head above the water. You are about to make history if it passes into law.
Don't say I'm about to make history. Liberia is about to make history.
Okay, let me just hold on. Let me just come right here to local government. Let me give you the definition of it. Even in science, the smallest unit of an object is the nuclear. It has to start with something.
Yeah,
local government.
It starts with the people. It don't
local
start,
government.
It does not start with Mengistu locally.
The basic unit of local government. Listen to me. The basic unit of local government is the town chief. They say it's the people. The town chief. The nuclear in there. That's why you don't want to accept.
It's not about Mengistu.
It starts with you.
No, it does not. It starts
with you.
It starts with the person that will put.
It starts with you because you are the one connecting these people. You are the one advocating. So I hope you don't get yourself ablaze and doing this advocacy, because sometimes you might get discouraged.
If I
thank
get
you,
Mengistu,
thank you.
It's not about Mengistu.
It's not about you, but you are the one in the lead. So you are about to make history if it passes into law.
I'm not about to make history.
Okay, you made history by retiring from the U.S. Army.
and he also made history. Making history. You don't know.
Yeah.
He also made history when he backed up from the election.
Election race.
Yeah.
Early.
You're making histories in Liberia anyway.
When I Google your name today, I saw those things. Presidential hope. Thank you so much for coming. Do this most of the time as you endeavor in getting this off legislatively. We appreciate your time, your courage, and so Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Thomas Kalawufos.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you for giving the time.
When will be your next article coming up? When should we expect another?
I will be writing another article, hopefully coming up on taxes. Why we as Liberians, as patriots, should pay taxes. So we look forward. Hopefully, Front Page Africa, Daily Observer, Heritage would like to print that article.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's sign off with this familiar one. From all Martin side, let freedom ring.